Welcome to Konsui Fighter Live. Happy Halloween Eve. I'm Logan Jensen. I'm the head of PR and marketing on Konsui Fighter. With me, I have Shane Helms, our lead director, and Sean Cornett. I want to kind of just go around really quick, and why don't we all kind of, explain, how we are, who we are. So, Sean, we'll start with you.
I'm surprised I haven't thought of doing this before, but I am Sean of the Dead. Very easy costume for me.
Yeah.
I just had to stay in shirt.
But it's different because Sean is spelled correctly at S-E-A-N instead of S-H-A-W-N. So it's a different Sean.
And we totally can't get sued if we make a movie.
So, Shane, what's going on over here?
I'm some kind of Franken Lego guy. I don't know. Costume just kind of started off as a Lego guy, and it started looking like Frankenstein. So there you go.
Franken Lego. Okay.
Yep.
I'm sure they sell one. Frago.
Yeah.
Cool. Well,
who are you?
So I'm alive. That's the first thing. I'm alive. I haven't died
but
yet.
Will you be by the end of the stream?
Yeah, hopefully. So I am. For those of you who know me, I am probably the biggest South Park fan that I have ever known. You can even tell above me we have a South Park clock. But so I am Kenny. And that's who I am as of right now. I mean, I suppose I should be like this.
And it's a good thing you're not mumbling as much.
But,
anyway.
Awesome.
But that's who I am.
Sweet.
So I want to just take a quick second. If anyone has any questions throughout the stream, just go ahead, put it in the chat window. And we'll actually have a section down or closer to the end of the stream to answer those questions. So, Shane, what do you have to talk about?
Well, I think I'm going to take my head off.
Oh no! Oh, he's taking his head off. I'm going to hide.
Yep. Yeah, I don't think I was going to make it through the whole stream of that. Didn't make it quite modular enough, but it's fun. So, all right, it's been a little while since we've had an update stream, and the team's been pretty busy. We've actually got quite a lot to talk about and a lot to show and share with you guys this evening. So we're really excited that we were able to do this as kind of a Halloween stream. The timing worked out really well this year. So what have we been up to? Well, we wanted to kind of kick off just a quick touch point again on where we are with the current build for the game. So right now the team is hard at work on the beta preview build. Beta preview, the big ticket items for that, we have the in-game music that is being added into the gameplay. We've also got 2 new characters that will be joining, Itami and Shinrao, which we're pretty excited about. And a couple of extensions to the existing modes. Arcade mode's a little more fleshed out. I think story mode will gain a little bit more content that you guys can try out and some things like that. So we're working really hard on that. As part of that, we've also been kind of working on quite a bit of tools development to kind of work towards our beta grade for a lot of our different systems in the game. So I kind of wanted to start off talking to Sean a little bit about one of the things he's been working on. Now, if you followed our streams, you know one of the big things Sean's been working on for a while now is our network gameplay mode, but we've actually been working on another network utility, right?
Yeah.
You want to talk a little bit about that?
So it can be kind of hard to debug a lot of this stuff because there's hundreds of packets flying at any given second. So to make things easier, and it actually worked out in our favor because Shane can use it for AI, which he'll show off in a bit. But I made a quick, easy way for us to be able to capture, debug data, and we can play with it however we want. So I'm going to use that to figure out when we drop packets or what certain conditions do to the network play. So it'll be really handy.
Yeah, so it's a pretty generic system that lets us link one of our test phones to our current PC and integrate information exchange with our tools.
Mm-hmm.
So like Sean mentioned, one of the other things I've been working pretty hard on, which we'll go ahead and show now, is integrating that into our AI utility. And I kind of, just in general, wanted to take some more time over the next couple of streams to show you guys some of the tools that we worked on. I know we've touched on a couple of them here and there in the past. So this tool I've got here is called Matrixer. This is the utility that we created for building out the AI opponents in the game. I can try to open up here an example of what one of the other characters looks like. Let's look at Isamu's AI. We have some general configuration for what the character can do. This is all their different actions in the game. And then we also have behavioral scripting. This is where we kind of pre-script certain pre-concocted behaviors, attacks, evasion moves, all those kind of things. And I know we've touched a little bit before on how the AI works, but in a nutshell, the AI is kind of looking into the future a bit. What the AI is actually doing is it's looking at all these different behaviors it can do and simulating into the future from the current situation what the result of taking those different actions might be. Mm-hmm. And it grades each one, which we'll actually get a chance to kind of look at how that works here, which is pretty exciting. Yeah. And based on the scores and the difficulty level, it will make a choice of an action that it may attempt to do. Yeah. So
it's kind of like a chess game in a way. It plays out moves ahead and then picks one of what it thinks is best.
Yeah. So this is going to cause a lot of really interesting looking charts to pop up and start animating and probably hurting the stream bit rate, but let's go ahead and connect. So at the bottom of your screen here, you can see I've actually got some live gameplay going right now. I have Yasu kicking my butt as the AI, but just kind of running through a lot of different simulations. And so we're going to go ahead and connect to that session. So this is actually receiving information in real time from the AI in game. You can see up here, this information here just kind of shows generally what the AI's current state is. It gives us a quick look at kind of how it's operating. This ring here shows us the breakdown of how much time it's spending in each core. We'll talk a little bit more about the AI cores in a future stream, but they kind of factor into the current strategy that each AI is using during gameplay. These charts here are kind of giving us a visual of how much time it's spending in different states or what grade of attacks it's doing, so we can kind of balance the difficulty scale appropriately. The two graphs over on the right are showing essentially a breakdown of the distance over time between the characters and the health. So we have just a simple meter to kind of watch that. The bottom section here is where things get pretty interesting. Essentially, this is our look at the forecasting aspect of the AI. This little readout here is showing me approximately how long it took the AI to calculate all those future simulations. You can see on average we're actually only taking 33 milliseconds, which is 2 frames. So this is running through thousands of frames of simulated gameplay in the background at 2 frames cost. So that's pretty awesome. What you're seeing in each of these charts is essentially the last forecast for that category of move. We kind of break down our moves into different categories of a standard, special, enhanced special, super, and defensive evasive moves. This is showing the result of the last forecast. So each of these bars essentially represents a move, an attack, or technically a defensive move that the AI could do and the score that it gave. Obviously, the farther to the right, the better the score. The shaded region here is the area that it's going to pick from. So anything that lands in that area, it will potentially choose from. And this line down the middle there is the efficiency that it's targeting. So the AI will basically, for example, let's say this was the top 40% the AI will pick a random percentage in that range and find the closest behavior to that. Obviously, the higher difficulty you have, the more narrow that range becomes and the higher efficiency that it strives to hit with each of the moves that it does. So this is kind of giving us a way to look at the output of the AI and get a real sense of the balance for the forecasting and the different move selection. This is going to be a pretty critical component. I lost the lost the projection,
Yep.
but this is going to be a pretty critical component to our balancing of the AI for the Beta Prime build, our next major build. So we're looking forward to that and being able to bring you guys an even more refined AI for the future builds.
Yep.
So I think that's pretty much all I've got to talk about that. So there's something else we've obviously been very, very busy with over the last month plus.
Yeah.
It's been a while now.
It's been a little bit.
And that's our voice acting process. So Logan, do you want to talk a little bit about kind of the whole process and how
Sure.
we've gotten to present?
Yep. So we first started a post on our Facebook page, which I know that there's some new viewers watching. So if you want to know more about this project and kind of follow us on Twitter at Cersine Studios and on Facebook at Konsui Fighter. But posted auditions on there. There's an indie talent group on Facebook that I posted on there. Huge kudos to a person by the name of Project Finder.
Yes.
They posted our project on Reddit and
Multiple Reddits.
multiple
Subreddits,
Reddits,
yeah.
and after that, it was
Just took off.
yeah. We were getting
Because like the first weekend we got like a handful, and then after that,
right. Then
almost all
after
our
that, it was like
submissions.
one every 15 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
So
For a little
funny.
bit.
We actually, after we found that Project Finder had shared it, we had one of our regular work sessions and we had come in and Logan was watching our inbox and we were kind of tracking to see like how many people submitted, and we saw we had a couple more, which was interesting. And then it was like that night, every so many minutes, another one would come in, and that we spent, I think, that entire night as a team just kind of working to like follow up with everybody, organize the auditions. It was a lot of fun, and you know, we're really excited to see the response that we had.
right,
So.
yeah. We had quite a bit
Yes.
of auditions, so it took us several nights here to kind of listen to all of them, and we had
Many hours.
Yeah, many hours worth. So
Yep.
We spent a few weeks just to go through all the auditions.
Yep.
It was a lot of hard work. We had to go through a couple rounds of cuts. Even after we trimmed it down, we ended up having to do scorecards with the whole team, which includes Jazz, who's overseas in China right now. So we had to get him a copy of the auditions and get
hi, Jess.
yeah,
For later.
get feedback back from him. And even after that, for some of the characters we got stuck on, we even went as far as to take the auditions and segment out samples of gameplay
Yeah.
with the auditions subbed in to kind of see how the sound fit for the characters and for what we were looking for. And, you know, I do want to reiterate again, and I know we've said this several times, but I think the biggest problem we've had out of this entire experience is that there are so many of you guys who did an awesome job, such an awesome job auditioning, and we really honestly feel bad that we can't bring in more people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talented people. For those of you who we didn't pick, please stay in touch with us. You did an awesome job. We definitely would like to stay in touch for future projects. We ended up just having to go a particular direction we were looking for each character.
Yeah, we only had
Seven roles. I
seven
think.
roles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To fill. We had a little over 350
Character auditions.
auditions. So if we had 350 characters, then we would have been set.
Not
But
this game.
Yeah.
This being our first project, we could really only do 7.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So, guys, seriously, please follow us and stay in touch. There's so many of you guys that did an awesome job. So.
Yeah. Well, and one nice thing, too, is at least from a lot of the responses we got, like, everybody was pretty happy with the project, I think.
Yeah, I
That
think
was
in
kinda
general,
nice to
that's
hear.
another aspect of this that thank you guys for kind of an honest opinion of the game.
Yeah.
We haven't really gotten very much just external opinions for the game, and it seems like from everybody we've kind of talked to through the voice acting process, everybody's been pretty excited about the project and really liked what they're seeing. So that's good feedback for us too,
Yep.
just to kind of know we're on the right track for a pretty good offering. So with that in mind, I think it's
it
probably
is
time.
drum roll.
Yes.
It is that time for us to share with all of you who we have picked.
So I do want to preface this. We took some time to put together this announcement video. The samples you're going to hear in this from each voice actor are just their audition samples. So the final gameplay obviously going to have different recording samples. And similarly, the video that accompanies this is just pre-release video. But we're excited to show it to you guys. So should we do it? All right,
do
guys. It is time to announce our official voice cast.
Hey everyone, happy Halloween from the Circean team. I wanted to give a huge thanks to everyone who submitted an audition reel for Konsui Fighter. We actually received over 350 individual character auditions, totaling over 3 hours of audition reels. So thank you. It was an absolute delight to listen to every single one. However, after several weeks of reviewing, we have made our decision. So let's take a listen and introduce our selected candidates and their characters. All right, Konsui Fighter fans, get on your feet. It is time to announce our voice cast. Leading off the role of Isamu, the warrior prince of Hinode, it's Joe Gaffini.
Let's see what you're made of! Dragon Slash! Try this on for size!
Playing the part of Hitan, the last sister of Hayashi Temple, we welcome Haley Parsley.
Prepare yourself! Now, my flock! All things must come to an end.
For the role of Kenta, Rage of the Arid Plains, it's Rick Wolf.
I will break you! I have you now! The rocks are mine to command!
The ever-wise and nimble Yasu, defender of Yokuchi Village, will be voiced by Elsie Lovelock.
My path is clear. It is time to strike! A calm heart cultivates a wise mind.
In a cameo role for Shinrao, the twisted soul of the Shadow Realm, it's our own Shane Helms.
I'm one step ahead! Too easy!
Playing the role of Atami, practitioner of pain, it's Siddhartha Minhas.
Eternal flame, guide my blades. Atone for your purity. Another is cast in shadow.
Yuraku, the infamous masseuse of Kaiji City, will be voiced by Marissa Lenti.
Let's release that tension. Let's heat it up! I always come out on top.
And finally, playing Kyoki, the spirited child of Celestial City, it's Haley Neeson.
Time to step it up! Go for launch!
Let's give a big hand to our Konsui Fighter voice cast.
All right, everybody. Well, congratulations to everybody who made the cut, and thanks again to everybody who took the time to audition. We really appreciate it, and again, please stay in touch for future projects. We still have a lot of work ahead for the voice work, so we've made the selection. We're going to be working with our voice actors over the next couple weeks to go through the script and do the recording sessions. Our current game plan is to actually integrate the character voices into the beta prime build. So we'll likely have more updates on that, in future progress updates, and we're excited. So thanks again, everyone. So, Logan, it's come that point in the stream that I think if anybody from the community has got any questions for us, we can probably take some time to answer some questions.
Sure. Thought I saw a couple of question marks in here.
Yep. So we'll go back up really quick. Let's see now. So one I saw while the video was playing is, can you marry a voice?
So I don't know. I mean, I will say this is America, so a lot of things are possible in our legal bodies. I mean, there's people who.
I would say it's also up to the. It's also a little bit up to the voice itself. Like,
yeah, that's
it kind of
true.
has to be a two-way thing.
Got to have consent.
Yeah.
I think it could be possible.
Yeah.
I don't know.
At least we don't have any I do lines yet. So.
We'll get back to you guys.
For those of you who may have noticed, Kenny's gone, and it's now Mysterion. Let's see. So somebody asked controller support and PC release.
Yeah.
So I will hand that off to Shane.
Yep. So controller support, that's a really good question. I'm glad you asked because I don't think we mentioned this.
Yeah.
A while back, way back in the day of Konsui Fighter, we had a little bit of a different control scheme. We were focused more on the touch aspect of mobile.
Yeah.
And we were putting a little more emphasis on gestures and things of that nature. So back in the early days...
Doing something for a super or something.
Yeah, back in the early days, we actually had planned to draw a gesture to trigger certain supers. And then kind of out of practice, found that it got really kind of annoying. We didn't want the potential inaccuracy of that to play a role. Our core experience needs to be snappy and precise. A fighting game needs to be snappy and precise. And so we took a lot of steps to make the gameplay work in that vein on a touch screen. But as the gameplay's evolved, we've also kind of been keeping in the back of our mind, well, how can this control scheme map to a controller? So we actually have kind of set up our inputs to mimic a lot of popular fighters. The only thing that you can't do in the game, which I think will be kind of interesting to see how a lot of people's response is, there's no ducking.
Yeah.
We made a very explicit call very early on in development, and I think we've stuck by it very strongly to prevent any ducking-based combat. Our combat focuses more on distance and air to ground, ground to air. And we find that we can balance the gameplay for a mobile touch interface and still have the same level of depth we're going for. So with that in mind, we did set up our inputs in a way that they map to a standard controller, and we've actually done some testing using like an Xbox 360 controller on the Android emulator in our development environment. We've mapped it and tried some gameplay. It feels pretty good. I think we've talked about, obviously for phones, adding support for Bluetooth controllers and things like that.
It's a standard to support that in the phones. We just haven't baked it in, but it should be by release.
So our plan is to definitely incorporate that by release as well. So,
Another question is, it was already answered, but we'll go ahead and answer it ourselves as well. From Heart Liz, I'm a bit new to Cersei and just just a VO. What else have they done? So this is somebody else stated that this is our first project. Yes,
Yeah.
this is our first project. Definitely not our last. But
Definitely
for those
not.
of you who are kind of new to Konsui Fighter, I mean, this is a project that we kind of been working on for
Number of
almost
years.
7 years now.
Yeah.
We
And
all
this,
met.
This is pretty much the studio minus our artist, which we
Yeah.
said is in China. So
Yeah. Yeah. A good portion of that time, it was more of a secondary job / project for us. A lot of us were in school and working other jobs.
we're still working other jobs.
Yeah,
not
we're
doing
still
this,
working other
so-
jobs, so we're kind of working 2 jobs
Yeah.
now. We've been officially incorporated, though, and had our space now for almost 2 years. And that's definitely sped up our development cycle quite a bit. And, we're looking, hopefully in less than a year, probably, we're looking early spring, somewhere in spring for our release currently with our forecast. So hopefully we're kind of getting on the downward trend now, and we've had a lot of discussions about what's coming next.
Yes.
I will say
It's early,
that
but we're anxious to try
we're
something
already
else.
kind of kicking around some ideas privately
Yep.
about future titles and ideas. I think we have a very solid game plan for the next version of Ayaya Engine, our custom game engine and tool chain that we built for Konsui Fighter. I mean, that kind of took a little bit of that time.
Oh yeah.
as well. Yeah.
Also to kind of touch on the previous question a little bit too, or I guess maybe this one. We aren't going to get it to PC yet. We've talked
that's
about it in
right.
the past. We're probably going to port it to at least iPhone at some point, but
Yeah.
we need to get all the development tools and want to rewrite
so
the whole engine.
we can touch on that briefly.
Yeah.
So PC is definitely a platform we want to support.
Yeah.
And I think, if anything, it's probably the first more console-y, higher-end system we might support outside of mobile. We've also, I think we can say this, we've registered with Nintendo. If you've watched a couple of our streams, you may have seen a Switch sneaking in the background once or twice somewhere. I don't think anybody's picked up on it yet. But we've registered with Nintendo so that we can get some information on Switch development as well.
Once they unlock it.
Once they open it up a little bit more. And we're, will Konsui Fighter come to Switch? Will it mostly be future titles? We'll have to make that decision once we get some more information. But, we definitely want to offer the game to the broadest level of community we can.
Yep. Yeah, just like we've talked about maybe doing international releases at some point.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
It's going to be a focus. Any more?
That looks like that is all of the questions. Somebody just said Switch would be amazing.
Yeah.
It would.
Yeah,
It
we've been
would.
enjoying it. I just
Yeah.
picked up mine in
Yeah,
Mario
you just
recently.
got. So this is a great segue into our next section. We're gonna start, I think, taking a little time during the stream to also just talk about what we've been playing lately in the few random segments of time where we're not working or making Konsui Fighter.
Yep.
Or building Gundams, and also just some of the industry topics and kind of our thoughts on some things. So, what have we been playing lately, Sean?
I've probably been
of the dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. What have you been up to?
Playing a lot of Persona 5.
Yeah.
I kind of put it off because I knew I was going to love that game. So finally getting back to it. Did get the Switch and Mario. So I've been doing a lot of that the past couple days. What else was there? Yeah, just a whole... I'm trying to keep myself at one at a time now because I was jumping around a whole bunch recently.
Yeah.
So.
What about you, Luke?
Well,
What game
I wonder
has
what
come out
game
that
that
you
just
might
came out that I
possibly
could have
have
been
been
playing that maybe I'm wearing it. Yes, I have been playing the new South Park Fractured Butt Hole.
Yeah.
Yep, somebody just called that out before I
The
did.
whole
The Hole Fractured.
Yep.
So I've been really enjoying that, obviously. I've been a big Final Fantasy XIV online player since A Realm Reborn came out in 2013. So it is now 2017, and I'm still very much an active player. So
Even been to some of the conventions for that.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I've gone to one of the 2 fan fests,
Yeah.
so absolutely love that, and really looking forward to getting my Xbox One X in a week to play in its all 4K gloriness and play me some old school Knights of the Old Republic. Because they just added that word
4K.
on. Yeah, they just added that word on backwards compatibility.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
That's great, though.
Awesome.
but yeah, so that's those are the 2 games in the game that I will be.
Playing shortly.
Yeah.
For a long period.
For me, man.
You've been busy.
Yeah. Let me see.
He's been playing the game, getting not sick.
Yeah. Yeah, so little backstory. We'll take a sidestep for a second.
Sure.
I've been really sick this weekend. It was kind of rough to get all the voice stuff together in time for the stream, but I'm on the upswing. So, yeah, so despite that, I didn't really have much extra time for gaming. But yeah, notable things. I'm just thinking the last month or so, I finally got around to finishing Breath of the Wild.
Nice.
Which was a lot of fun, and I'm not touching the DLC yet. I need a breather. There's just so much to do in that game. One of the other awesome things, Resident Evil 7 in VR. I thought I'd last like 10 minutes and have to pop out. Ended up playing through the whole game in VR. It was pretty awesome. A lot of fun. I think I'm actually in the middle of a second run through now. And then, yeah, more recently I've been playing some South Park as well.
Yep.
Getting into that. I hopefully will be picking up Odyssey in the next couple days and giving that a go. So,
To be fair, I will play South Park eventually. But
Yeah.
I have hundreds of games,
Yes.
so catch up.
I will not release my Steam library
Oh yeah,
list.
it's almost depressing.
It's
How many
rough.
hundreds of games?
It's pretty rough.
There's that one website that'll show you the total cost.
Oh, man. I don't think I could look that up. And of course, as we speak, there's another Steam sale going.
Yeah,
on
of course. Picked up a couple things.
Bye.
Yep.
So, but yeah, industry-wise,
Yeah.
they just had Paris Games Week that just started. So I watched. Well, I know Logan watched it remotely, but we talked about watching the Sony conference and curious to see what else will be announced or shown off.
Yep. So, God of War release. Well, not official or like not set in stone release date, but a release time.
Yeah.
That's
Window
of
Yeah.
early 18. That's I'm a huge God of War fan.
Yep.
I'm
Looking
really
really
looking
good.
forward to that.
Yeah.
The new game by Sucker Punch, which is
Oh,
the
yeah.
team that did Infamous.
Yeah.
Samurai
I'm a-
Ninjas.
Right.
It looks amazing.
I'm a super big Infamous fan.
Yeah.
And so the fact that they're coming out with a new IP.
And they've been working on that a while.
Yeah,
too.
like 3 years.
Yeah.
So
Glad to finally hear from that.
they showed the beginning to Shadow of the Colossus, which I haven't played. I know that it is supposed to be really pretty and it's really good.
amazing.
I own it. I own the HD
That's right, you
version
do.
on PS3, but I haven't touched it yet.
Well, now you can touch it and even higher.
Right. I know. I was
res,
going to say,
yeah.
I'm sure I'll get it for that.
Yeah, it's an amazing series. Yeah, then there's a handful of other ones. There wasn't too much big. There was nice to see a lot more indie presence this year. Some VR games that they showed off. But yeah, it's a pretty good haul. I'm curious what they're going to be saving for PSX. So that should be fun.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Hold
That
on
or
to
E3,
the
it has to be one of them.
Let's see. I see our moderator and my lovely girlfriend Basil, who is behind the scenes right now, and you cannot see her.
Controlling cameras.
She's staring at me with these eyes of evil. But what has she been playing? She's been playing Overwatch, and
I have a bit of a problem.
She's a bit of a problem.
she likes Overwatch. She's been watching the League of Legends world.
Yeah, League of Legends World.
So let's
Nice.
see.
SKT.
Yeah, she's a big SKT fan. But yeah, Haley, you've been playing school. I know the feeling.
Yeah.
I have
Oh,
been.
yeah. Oh, man.
I have been playing work and school
Yeah, you're still doing college classes on
and
the
other
side.
work
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Yep. We were doing works, college, and this for a while.
Yeah.
Then he got married. Yeah, it's been a mess.
A lot has happened.
Rainbow Dash with a bunch of set of numbers. I have a strong temptation to draw fan art for this game.
Oh, really?
Please, by all
Jazz.
means.
Jazz would love that.
Yeah, Jazz would love to see it. I would love to see it. They
We'll
would
share
love to
it.
see it.
Yeah.
Share it on our Twitter. Share it on Facebook. Like, we'd love to see it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be fun.
I'd love to see what you guys you guys bring. So,
Awesome.
but let's see to finish off kind of streams that we're going to be going into the future with. So we've been doing Gundam streams. We've done 2 or 3.
2 or
I
3.
think 3 now.
Yeah.
3 Gundam build streams where me, Sean, Shane, and my girlfriend Ellen, we all sit at this table and we build a Gundam for 3 hours. And normally we only get to like the head or the torso or
Yeah.
like 2 legs.
We talk about anime.
Yeah,
And we talk about
anime or
we
whatever
talk about
comes up in
anime
chat.
and video game stuff. So it's normally a good time.
Just relaxing.
We'll be doing that one in probably in about 2 weeks, sometime in mid-November, and then our beta preview launch. We'll be doing a stream that will go alongside of when the build releases. So please look forward to that. We post about a week or 2 in advance of when we do these streams. So again, please follow us on Twitter, Facebook, to get that info. For those of you who are interested in the game, we do actually sell an early release access to the game. It's 20% off right now, so it's $4 instead of $5. And then that gives you pretty much everything that we've done on the game so far. And then when the game is officially released, you would then get the full game there as well.
Yeah,
so,
we're still updating that in stages as we go along.
Yep. So feel free to check out our website, konsuifighter.com, and under the early access tab, you can sign up on there. Right now, like we said, it is only Android, but we are looking at
And I think it's also locked down to only US.
US,
Yeah,
right?
but yeah, again, we'll fix that as soon as we can. So
All
just
right.
want to be kosher in all the countries.
Well, I want to thank everyone here. Thank you, Ellen, for being the background person. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Shane. Thank you, Mysterion. And thank you to everyone who wanted to spend your evening with us.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate
And all
that.
all the people of Edition.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and that is all I have to say. I hope everyone has a terrific evening and have a good rest of your week.
Happy
Good
Halloween.
Halloween.
Yeah, happy Halloween.
Can't forget that.
All right.
Bye.
See you guys next time.